Some people say that life is too short to drive boring cars. This one right here isn't mine.
That's because it's mine, and it's pretty much the only car I have.
And in this video, we're gonna tell you everything you need to know about buying a used Toyota GT86 or Subaru BRZ. GT86 would cost you close to 300,000 ringgit. This one, I believe, doesn't cross the 200,000 ringgit mark.
No, it doesn't. I bought this car for a year and a half ago for 163,000 ringgit.
It sounds like you could have bought an older BMW or something. Why did you get this instead?
Look, I need the reliability, man.
Understood? And why did you get something like this? Something tiny, something with two doors. What is the sense behind this?
I love driving.
Right.
That's it. And this is a driver's car. It's lightweight, rear-wheel drive, manual, and more than that, I think it's about the feel.
What about more modern cars, man? There's a lot of faster cars, more power.
Well, modern cars are just too fast, too isolated. This car makes you feel engaged even as going at 60.
Right, but if you talk about something like that, couldn't you have also gotten the famous Miata or MX-5?
Have you seen the MX-5? It's tiny, man.
Okay.
And have you been in one?
Nope.
Look, I sat inside and my head was almost touching the roof. There is no glove box. The boot is tiny. And being my one and only car, I need some practicality.
So you daily this?
Yes, I do. You know, look, there's back seats, not big, but it's usable, it works. There's a proper boot, and if you fold the seats down, you can put 4 wheels and tires for your track days or Gymkhanas or any motorsports events.
Right. Now, apart from the loud exhaust, I think the NVH is quite alright. You got something to say about that?
Yeah, in this facelift model, there's a slight refinement tweak. So the ride is more comfortable and there's a little bit less noise overall. The only thing you hear now, is that aftermarket exhaust. But without that, the noise is quite bearable. I think if I were to compare it in normal cars, it's like an older gen B segment, or like your Honda City, for example. So the noise level is about there.
Okay. And what about ride? I mean, it's a sports car, clearly, but what about the ride?
Well, this still has the stock suspension, and I think it's super, I wouldn't say super comfortable, but for what it is, it's very compliant. It's very controlled. You feel everything on the road, but it isn't punishing. So I think that's important. And I think the highlight of this car is probably the steering and how it feels. People talk about electric power steering not being very feelsome. This feels very close to old school hydraulic power steering, man.
Right. Now, the thing I hear about the most about the GT86 is that it is underpowered. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, to an extent I agree. This is not the fastest car out there. But for me, it also means that this car doesn't mask or compensate for your deficiencies as a driver. So if you enter a corner going the wrong gear, there is no covering your mistakes for this car. So for me, it makes you a better driver.
And honestly, I can say that from the passenger seat right here, it does feel fast, alright? Credit where it's due. And I think you've made the right choice of getting it with a manual gearbox. And what do you have to say about the gearbox? Have you driven more modern cars like the FL5 or the GR Corolla?
Yeah, I've driven those. Those feel a little bit slicker, a bit smoother, like a bit of a rifleable action as they call it. This doesn't. This is slightly notchier, but this feels mechanical. It feels organic. So when you roll through the gears, you can feel the linkages moving. And I personally like it because it makes me feel connected to the car.
Right. Now I noticed there's a button on the center console that says off track. What on earth is that?
This button is not a sport mode, but you can try it now. And do you feel any difference?
No, I don't.
it doesn't make the car louder or anything. So it's just the stability control being more lenient and allowing more slip before it starts to intervene.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And do you take this car to track?
I do. On Gymkhana, motocross, yeah, you name it.
Right, right. And I believe that to have this car be capable of surviving an entire track day, some tweaks need to be done, right?
Yep, correct. So to get a closer look, I think it's best we pull over.
Alright Sean, let's look at the mods in your car. So I think these headlights, they're not stock. Can you tell me what's going on?
No, these are not stock. These are called Vlans, and they came with the car from Japan.
Right.
And personally, I'm not too big of a fan.
Okay.
I don't like the quality of it. I don't like the look of it. It looks quite aftermarket. And these came with HIDs.
Right.
They gave out a month into my ownership. So 1 month later, I'm just driving a one-eye jack. So I went to CSB Pro. This is not sponsored, by the way. So they helped me out. They swapped it for LEDs, but yeah, they're super bright, but I still don't quite like the look of it.
Okay, all right. Your wheels, they're black, but these look like stock wheels, so what's up with that?
Yeah, these are part of the Black Edition package that comes with also the brakes, the Brembos. They are bigger,
right?
And they are, well, red, as you can see. And yeah, the rest of the car is pretty much still stock.
Right, I think that if we look through your grill here, looks like you have an oil cooler.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
great
so
catch.
can we pop the hood?
Let's
see
check it out.
What's up? What else have you done? Alright, so tell us what's up with this oil cooler.
Yes, these are from Grady. And it's the circuit pack, which comes with the metal shroud where you saw from the bumper just now. Yeah, so that channels more air into the oil cooler.
Okay.
This car sees a lot of hard driving, so I just put an oil cooler as a preventive mod.
Right. This oil filter, it's very familiar. Is it from an old Camry or something?
Yes, it's from an XV40 or any Toyota that uses the 2.4 engine, even a Velfire, a Stima.
Right. Okay. And intake, this red intake, this hose here, that's not original, is it?
No, it's not. These are from Perrin. They are silicone, and it comes with a sound tube delete. So if you don't know, the original intake comes with a sound tube that feeds more intake noise into the car. Mine already has an exhaust, so I just decided to delete it.
Right, and what's going on with this manifold? It's very Ferrari-esque. What's up with this?
So these red intake are part of the facelift updates.
Okay.
And it's only available on the manual transmission. The automatic still gets the one like the pre-facelift, that black plastic.
Right.
And that also has a D4S.
Okay, so different intake.
Yes.
One's plastic, one's this.
Yeah.
The harmonics the same. Is the engine putting out the same power? What's going on?
No, it's not. It's putting out 7 more horsepower as a result of the whole intake and exhaust change.
Right.
Yeah.
But if someone gets a pre-facelift, right?
Sorry?
If someone gets a pre-facelift, and then they want to put this intake on, is that a possible thing?
Yes, it is. It is. You can find it. Some are selling.
And that's an instant extra 7 horsepower.
To be honest, I don't think that's straightforward because they did a combination of the airbox, the exhaust, the headers.
Right.
So I don't think you can get straight away 7 horsepower extra.
Now speaking of the exhaust, I noticed your car doesn't sound very OEM.
That's because it's not.
Right, let's have a look at that.
Right, let's go. Okay, around the back, the exhaust. These are Grady. They are called the Comfort Sport GTS version 2 if I'm not mistaken. I like how it sounds. From the inside, it's slightly drony, but it's bearable.
Right.
Other things, as you can see here, this ducktail. This is not original.
Is it stuck on with tape? What's going on?
I'm assuming it's a mixture of tape and glue. But yeah, it's not original. And it's from a company called Good Gun. And it's very few of the ducktails that actually covers the, if you don't know, the original spoiler will have holes in the boot. So these are the few ducktails that actually covers it and makes everything look neat.
Right, right. Yeah. Okay, Sean, it looks like you've done almost everything you could to make this car to your liking. But even at this stage, I believe there has to be some dislikes about the car.
To show you that, let's go driving. Right, now back in the car. Now the first thing I don't like is the infamous torque dip.
Right.
Now, okay, I'm in second gear and I'm gonna floor it, and you can feel the push and you can feel it fade away and then come back. Right? Feel that?
Yeah.
Going away now, and now it comes back.
Okay. There's a graph too there, right?
Yeah, you can see exactly where the torque dip is. The torque dip is at 4,000, and I learned to drive around it and avoid 4,000 RPM like it's the plague.
Right. And is this problem still apparent in the new GR86?
It is, but it's less severe.
Okay.
And overall, there's more power, so you don't really feel it unless you go looking for it.
Right.
Yeah. And the next thing I don't like is the indicator. I wish it had the one-touch signal where it will blink 3 times at just one touch. And the last thing I don't like is that the steering wheel, the telescopic adjustment, I wish it could come just a little bit closer, like an inch.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will make the driving position just a little bit sweeter.
Right. I think we've talked enough about the driver's engagement and everything else in the car. I think it's about time we talk about something less glamorous, right? How much does it cost to maintain the GT86? Alright, so for the topic of maintenance, my first question to you, Sean, is how long have you had the car? I understand it's a 2019 model, but...
I bought it towards the end of 2023. That makes it a year and about 9 months. So in that span of time, I did quite a few oil changes and tire changes. All of it adds up to a grand total of nearly 7,000 ringgit. But that, I have to say that is including the 3 sets of tires that I burnt because of all the Gymkhanas and all the track that I did. And also, the dealer I bought it from, Apex Auto Cars, they gave 3 times free service, so that's good. But if you are not heavy on the motorsports, or if you are didn't have that free service, I don't think it will amount to that much. And yeah, apart from that, the car has been pretty much faultless.
Alright, you talked about tires.
Yeah.
And you have a set of, what is this, Goodyear?
Currently the Goodyear Eagle F1 Sport.
And thoughts on these tires for the 86?
I think they are great value for money. I've used the PS4 Michelin's previously. I think it's about maybe 80-90% of its competency at 60% of the price, so great value.
And how easy has it been to maintain this? I mean, there's a general perception of Toyotas being reliable and easy to maintain, but this isn't exactly a Toyota, is it?
No, don't tell the owners that. But yes, it is pretty robust if you are careful with the way you drive and your maintenance, if you are on top of it. Like what I did all the track days, all the Gymkhana. So far it hasn't skipped a beat. Like nothing, like touch wood somewhere, nothing went wrong. Yeah, just stay on top of your maintenance and you're good. Now, I just want to quickly mention a few common issues if you are looking to buy one. Firstly, for the early models, the 2012 to 2013, do check if it had the valve spring recall done. And the next thing, if it's a manual, check that if the throw-up bearing has been replaced by the updated one. These are in the facelift models, so if you do get the facelift, these 2 common issues have been ironed out. The third common issue will be the steering damper. This affects all the 86 and BRZs. It's a relatively inexpensive part, but getting to it takes a lot of labor. Lastly, it would be a leak on the timing cover. This is less common, but there are a few cars that have this issue, and getting to it is also quite a laborious work. But apart from those, do take it out on a test drive, look out for any weird noises. There are a few characteristic noise like a rattle from the input shaft that goes away when you clutch in, or some crickets from the direct injection system. Those are normal, but do pay attention for any rumbling, any abnormal rattles from the suspension or any other parts of the car.
Okay, alright. And speaking of the Subaru or the Toyota, right? I mean, when you're buying these things used, I'm pretty sure there's a choice between getting a GT86 or a BRZ. And I mean, I haven't studied too much about this, but is there really any difference between these two, and which one should you get?
If you ask me personally, they are just down to the badge, whether you like the Toyota or Subaru badge. And of course, the looks, the front bumpers for these cars are slightly different. Some like the smiley or don't like the Subaru smiley face, they're very wide. And in the market, BRZs are going for a little bit cheaper than the 86, so that's also a factor.
Okay.
And then in terms of mechanical, there are slight difference in terms of suspension tuning. The BRZ is supposed to be more compliant, less tail happy, whereas the GT86 are tuned to be a little bit more lively at the rear. But unless you are driving them back to back at the limit, if you're just driving around town normally, you won't feel the difference between the two.
Right, next question. After BRZ or 86, yours is a facelift model.
Yeah, correct.
So we've looked at the car a bit, and you've told me some differences the facelift has over the pre-facelift.
Yeah.
But if you're buying one, right, I would assume a pre-facelift would be cheaper.
Correct.
Right? And of course, maybe the downside of buying a pre-facelift, which is an older model, maybe a loan is a bit harder to get, or is it impossible to get?
Yep.
So what would you recommend for someone looking for this GT86 facelift or pre-facelift, considering the whole loan bit and the improvements done to the facelift?
Okay, I guess the first question is budget and whether or not you are taking a loan, because the pre-facelift runs from 2012 to 2016, and if you get a later model pre-facelift 2015 or 16, you are still eligible for a loan. But the earlier models, the 2012, they are going for pretty retainable prices, maybe 80k, 90k
Cash.
but that's cash. Like, do you want to spend that amount for a pre-facelift 86? That's something you have to answer for yourself. Personally though, if you ask me, I would say go for the facelift, because they have done quite a few improvements and refinements over the years. So first one, the biggest difference, the rate intake that you saw.
Yeah.
So that gives you a bit more power.
Yeah.
And looks nice.
Yeah.
And then they also updated, this is for the manual transmission only, they updated the final drive from 4.1 to 4.3. So it's a little bit shorter, makes the car a little bit more urgent.
Okay.
And then they also did the interior, that semi-digital cluster, a slightly smaller steering wheel, which I find that it's very nice to hold. And there's also slight body, more adhesive for a little bit more rigidity. And I feel like all of this adds up to a nicer experience. Not to mention, they also updated the earlier model issues. So they had a throwout bearing, they're known to be weak a bit. They will give up quite early, so they updated that, and you don't have to worry about the valve spring recall for earlier models. You don't have to worry about what else. Yeah, those are basically the two main concerns.
Okay.
And with the facelift, you have this all ironed out. You don't have to worry about this.
Right, silly question maybe, but auto or manual?
Well, as you can see, I picked manual. And personally, if you ask me, it's always the manual. Short of a disability, like you cannot shift the gear, I think you should always get a manual. It's what it was designed from the beginning, and automatic are just there to help them sell in bigger numbers.
What about perception, right? I mean, I think this car, I've been driving around with you, and I think school children even come to take pictures with the car. I'm guessing it attracts a lot of attention.
It does. School kids, like I said, like to see it and they get happy. They like cheer. Some even like chase after it, and it gives that feeling of like being on the other side. I used to be a kid and I see nice cars and I would get. So now I'm on the other side, maybe, hopefully inspiring people, but maybe not to the extent. But the flip side, this is a double-edged sword. It also gets unwanted attention. If you meet a police roadblock, yeah, they will profile your car.
This car is clearly something that you can buy and, I don't know, maybe the next day or even the day itself, you can just go to a track day or maybe Gymkhana. I would say it's kind of an off-the-shelf, ready-to-play kind of car. Is that?
Yep.
Yeah?
Depends on your luck and how it was taken care of. If it's very nice, very well taken care of, it's ready.
You do these Gymkhanas or track days quite frequently, right?
Yeah, hence the 3 sets of tires. But
yeah. So to just demonstrate what you could do, you know, just by buying something like this off the shelf, you could actually go to a track day or Gymkhana. Let's have a look at one of Sean's run during a recent Gymkhana. Okay, so that is the run from the recent GRA or Grass Racing Autosports, and that is just a demonstration of what you can do with a car like this. Now, by the way, I haven't introduced Sean properly to you guys. So Sean is a new member of the team at Cars of Malaysia. He writes a lot and he handles the website. And if you have questions about the GT86 or BRZ,
feel free to drop in the comments if I missed out on anything. Any questions about 86, BRZ, how to drive, about maintenance or about mods, yeah, feel free to drop in the comments and we'll try to answer all of your questions.
As usual, if you liked this video, well, you could give it a like, share or subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as we mentioned, we also have a website at carsofmalaysia.com. Here we provide the latest automotive news and car buying guides. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
See you.